The signings continue ahead of the 2024-25 season for the Worcester Railers. This next signing is a familiar face for Railers fans, having last played with the team during the 21-22 season and 2019-2020 season. JD Dudek is a returning forward for your Worcester Railers. JD, welcome back to Worcester.
Yeah, thank you, Tim. I appreciate it.
So, JD, obviously it's going to be your first time back in Worcester in a couple seasons here. Last played with the team, as mentioned, 21-22. We'll talk about what you've been up to in the years in between. But first off, just talk about it. What was that conversation like for you to decide to come back to Worcester?
Yeah, so it was always the back of my mind. What we talked on briefly, it's just home for me. From New Hampshire, only live like an hour away, and like I said, don't have a hometown team in my state. So this is the closest place to home for me, and the times I've been there, it's made me feel at home. So it was an easy decision for me.
You talk about that from Auburn, New Hampshire, obviously just over the New Hampshire line. These past few years, you've been playing over in Europe, spent some time over in Sweden as well as England. Talk about your experiences over in those countries and some of the things you've seen, some of the games you've played, all that.
Yeah, no, Sweden was cool. It was right after I finished my rookie year with the Railers, and a lot of teams weren't playing. And that COVID year, I needed somewhere to play, and I visited Sweden before and always wanted to check it out. So went over there. I was really far up north that first year. I was like right by the Arctic Circle, so that was a little crazy. It was like 22 hours of darkness, just wild winters. But so yeah, that was interesting. I liked the style of play over there. Came back to the Railers. After that, I liked Sweden, but I just wanted to try somewhere in the south, and again, enjoyed it out there. Never been to the UK before. Went over there and had a blast. We have a lot of guys that played coast games, AHL games, a couple of guys that did have NHL games. So the competition was great out there. It was just 8 out of the 10 teams had Olympic rinks, so just a little bit more space, I would say, out there. But the competition was right up with what I knew here in the coast. And yeah, no, it was great. I hadn't checked out a lot of things in England or the rest of the UK. So aside from hockey and having a little bit more downtime than you do in the coast, I got to check out a lot of cool spots over there. So enjoyed my time going over to Europe, but yeah, again, did want to come home and get back with Worcester.
You talk about the size of those rinks, those Olympic style rinks. Just talk to us a little bit more about your style of play, maybe how those rinks sort of adjusted the way you think about the game. Obviously, there's a lot more ice out there, and just some of the ways that you've really grown over these past 2 years.
Yeah, I think I just it helps with the bigger ice, obviously, but I think I see the ice very well. I think I'm a smart player, likes to move the puck and see things that not all can see that are there. So I think I mean, with my pastimes here, what to expect is I think my offensive ability is there and the offensive plays that I'd like to create. I think since moving on from the team, my defense has come through in a lot of ways that maybe weren't exactly there or weren't exactly to what I thought they would be. So I think just being a 200-foot player, just really getting excited and dialing in on the D zone as much as being excited about scoring the goals and making plays and passes to your teammates. So I'm just really excited to defend the net as much as I am to score on it. So I think that's what you'd see here with me.
Great. I mean, that's a great approach to it. One of the things I wanted to touch on here with you is your father was a big time athlete over at Plymouth State. Obviously went on to play a little bit in the NFL as well, but had a really prolific football career. Talk about what that was like for you growing up as you're developing into a hockey player to have this athlete of a father, despite not being a hockey player. I'm sure there's still lessons you're able to pull from him and
Yeah.
everything he was able to accomplish in his career.
Yeah, no, story with my dad's so cool, and it's nice to kind of be at the age now to really sit down and talk about all the things that he did and just kind of what he taught me at early age and still through to now. I call him after every game and just get his insight. But the biggest thing he taught me was just how to be a pro, and he was teaching me that even before I went to school, went to college. So um, he just knows what it takes to be a professional athlete, obviously at the top level, different sport. Um, and there's a lot of things he couldn't technically teach me hockey wise, but there's a lot of tangibles that kind of can follow over into being a professional. So no, he taught me a lot. I'm so grateful for him. And it's actually funny now. We'll sit and watch games, and he'll get excited about just Bruins being on or hockey being on, almost more so than us sitting down on a Sunday and watching football. So he's a big time hockey guy now, and I'm grateful to have him in my corner and teach me everything that he did.
Now, looking at what you're looking forward to in regards to not just Worcester, but you're a BC kid. You went to Boston College, played for BC for a number of years, so you're really familiar. And obviously, you're from Auburn, New Hampshire, familiar with the New England, Massachusetts area as a whole. Are there any spots maybe around Worcester, Massachusetts in general, Worcester metro area that you're looking forward to getting back to now that you're back in the area here?
Um, yeah, I mean, I think it wasn't built when I was there, but getting to a Woo Sox game is definitely on my list. I've stayed up with the page with the Worcester Railers and seen that a lot of guys have been going, and the team's been kind of with the Woo Sox back with us. So, yeah, definitely a Woo Sox game. Yeah, I don't know. I've been hiking a lot of mountains, so just we did a couple hikes my rookie year with the other BC kid we had back when I was on the team. And yeah, just being close to Boston, maybe checking out my campus. There's been a lot of change at BC since I've been there. There are a lot of new buildings, so maybe check out campus and city of Boston again. Yeah.
And then aside from that, you mentioned hiking. Any other hobbies you have away from the rink? Things you like to do that maybe people might not expect from you, or a hockey player that you like to do in your
Yeah.
downtime?
Well, this one's probably more expected, but I do like to golf. Golf's a big part of my summer, and I'm a huge just beach guy too. I like going to the beach and just going to the course, and if I can get a hike in, get a hike in. So those are my big ones for sure.
Getting much golfing or beaches in when you were in Sweden?
Oh no, I didn't see one. I did get one round of golf in. It was actually cool seeing the course there because it's a lot different than out here. But yeah, one round. This when I'm in season, don't really play too much, so it was just a kind of thing with the fans. Played one round in Sweden. Besides that, yeah, no beaches.
Tough too with the 22 hours of darkness a day. You were saying
Yeah,
further up
yeah.
north, not going to get a lot don't have to wear
No, no.
sunscreen at least
Yeah,
anytime you're around
seriously.
there. Last thing for you here, JD, Railers fans, getting excited to see you and the team back at the DCU Center on October 19th. Any message you have for them, getting ready to see them again for the first time in a couple years here?
Yeah, no, it'll be good to see familiar faces and faces that have come since I've been there to help grow the game and grow the sport in Worcester. But no, I'm just excited. Want all the fans to come out, and we're looking forward to putting together a great team and a team that's going to win for the city. So, um, yeah, no, I'm just excited to get back and keep building that with not just the team but the fans.
JD Dudek is signed for your Worcester Railers for the 24-25 season coming up here. JD, thanks for taking the time. We'll see you soon here.
Yeah, thanks so much. Appreciate it.